Hello, good morning. I'm here, alive, awake, and live. How are you guys doing? Hi, guys, good morning. Let's start day 7. I'm really sorry for the delay that happened. Extremely sorry. Yes. I know that you have been waiting from morning. Okay, it is my mistake that happened. No, I'll admit why it happened. Okay, I'll not give you any random reason, sympathetic reason, etc. Last night, Friday, we thought we will watch one episode of Operation Safed Sagar, and we sat in front of Netflix, and we never know when all the 6 series ended. Okay, 6 episodes ended. It is Operation Safed Sagar. It's very beautiful. I recommend every one of you to watch it. Okay, I recommend every one of you to watch that. It is seriously beautiful. It is about how many of you are aware of Kargil War and what happened in the Kargil War? Welcome to the live session. Meanwhile, while the slides load, how many of you are aware of Kargil War? What happened in Kargil War and the difficulties that we faced? Contributions of Indian Air Force, Squadron Leader Ajay Ahuja's name, all these things. So basically, Indian Air Force did a exceptional job, okay, in Kargil War. Are you aware of the basic thing of what happened in Kargil War and why India faced a lot of difficulties? Lahore Bus Yatra, the whole story behind it. How many of you know the story of Kargil? The peace talks. Okay, so I'll share you the real-time context. Okay, I will share you the real-time context. So what happens is India and Pakistan wanted to have peace, and there is Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on Pakistan side, and Indian Prime Minister was Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Atal Bihari Vajpayee wanted to bring peace. He wanted to strive a lot for peace. So basically, both the prime ministers Nawaz Sharif and Atal Bihari Vajpayee, they take up a lot of talks. There were a lot of diplomatic talks that were involved, and after a lot of talks, discussions, etc., ultimately, India and Pakistan wanted to establish peace. Okay, so to be very honest, you can say that was a not last but one kind of a proper peace attempt made between India and Pakistan. So both the prime ministers agree that we will come to a peace terms. After that, what happens is Indian Prime Minister travels to Pakistan via Wa-Attari border. Wa-Attari border is the border that is there in the Punjab region. Okay, so Indian Prime Minister goes to the other end. Then there are talks that are held, and a declaration was signed. This declaration, you call it as Lahore Declaration, and this declaration was signed after the Lahore Bus Yatra. Okay, so there is a very famous Lahore Bus Yatra that happened, and after Lahore Bus Yatra, this declaration was signed. So on one side, while this was happening, Pakistan Army Chief by then was Pervez Musharraf. So basically, one thing that you guys have to know, in fact, everybody has to know about Pakistan and India is, in India, army is in coordination with the political setup or political executive that is there. We don't take, Indian army does not do things by its own. It follows a political mandate because Indian army respects the will of people. But there is a very famous saying in international community that is, while every country has a army, Pakistani army has a country. Okay, so that's a reality. There is Rawalpindi and there is Islamabad. So Rawalpindi does all the decisions and Rawalpindi rules the roost in Pakistan. Okay, so while on political executive side, that is on Islamabad side, all the diplomatic talks were going on. Atal Bihari Vajpayee goes there. Lahore Declaration was signed. Okay, so after this thing, without the information of the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif or whatever it is, Army of Pakistan, they undertake this misadventure of coming into Kargil. So Dras sector of Jammu and Kashmir is the place where basically we are on heights, and this is National Highway 1. If you can cut off National Highway 1 effectively, then you can separate Jammu and Kashmir from Delhi, and they thought that they can take the control of Jammu and Kashmir and that is how they wanted to win the war. And usually, basically, before Lahore Agreement, there is one more agreement between India and Pakistan. The agreement is called Simla Declaration. Simla Declaration says in winters it is difficult for both the armies to stay on the tops of mountains because you have minus 40s minus kind of temperatures, and it is nearly impossible for soldiers to stay there at such heights. So Simla Agreement between India and Pakistan says both the armies will come down from the heights during winters, and once the winters are done, both will ascend and they will occupy, they will hold their positions. So Pakistan, in its deliberate attempt, they violate this agreement and they send their army and military. Now the problem is, if they are sending their military directly, then there would be international backlash because it will be a one-sided war violating an international agreement. So no country in the world will support for it. So what they do is they disguise their army soldiers as mujahidins, and those mujahidins come and occupy the heights. The difficulty that is there in Kargil war is enemy was sitting on the peak position and they were able to see the National Highway 1. See, this is a road that I am talking about. This is the height where they are sitting. Now all supplies have to come to this route. Enemy is sitting here. They are firing missiles, they are firing rocket launchers, they are firing MMGs. So cutoff is supplied onto all the major peaks. So cutoff is supply, supplies are cut off first point, and enemy is sitting here. So if army has to climb all the way, for one battle casualty of the enemy, Indian army has to suffer 20 odd battle casualties. So this was the toughest situation. They were occupying Toluling Peak, Tiger Hill, point 404516, multiple points in the entire Dras sector. So this was a scenario 1992, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So this is a scenario where Kargil war has happened, and then Indian Air Force comes into picture. That was the first time where Indian Air Force came up with a lot of challenges. And very interestingly, there is a very famous saying, especially in Indian defense circles. The saying is, never trust United States of America. Even in Kargil war also, they gave us wrong GPS inputs. They did not support us with GPS facility support, etc. And Indian Air Force overcame all those challenges. We came up with our own laser guided bombs. For example, for a French jet Mirage, okay, we used 1971 older bombs of Israelis, and the other laser technology. We fitted all those to a Mirage jets, okay. And Mi-21 Golden Arrow squadrons, they went for low altitude flyings, high altitude bombings, dark night flyings. So all these kind of things were done, and ultimately when the war went for 40 odd days, and ultimately Indian Air Force was able to bring in upper hand. Then Indian Army occupied all those posts. Okay, this was the last time where, yes, 1999, yes, my mistake of the year. So this was the last attempt where Pakistan tried for a conventional warfare. So by the end of this war, it was very clear for Pakistan that they cannot undertake, or they cannot take up any conventional war against India. So you see, if you notice the insurgency peaks or the graphs of insurgency in India, 2000s is a period where we see a fresh wave of insurgency. So that is the unconventional warfare, or the back-end channel warfare, where Pakistan directly supports ISI and then they send Mujahideen and the insurgency continues. So this is the whole story of Kargil. So the series that I watched yesterday is Operation Safed Sagar. Okay, that is about the role of Indian Air Force in this whole funda, in this whole story. So that is the whole story of Safed Sagar, what we watched. And honestly, we wanted to watch only one episode, but we started it. I couldn't end till all the 6 episodes were done. All the other people who started with me slept by the end of 3rd, 4th episode, but I completed it. Okay, I finished it. It's really hooking and very interesting. Every episode is damn hooking. You watch it if you have time. Okay, so that's the story. There is a beautiful love story that is also woven into the script, where the series tries to show the real kind of emotions that a uniformed personnel goes through, the kind of family emotions, etc. So this is a whole story, right? Just give me a minute. We will start with the today's class. Okay, just give me a minute. I just have to share the PDF to my iPad and then we will get started. That's it. So you tell me, were you able to revise everything on time properly? Were you able to revise everything properly? What are you guys doing? What's going on your end? Click lo ఒక PDF పెట్టా Telegram కి పెట్టావా? Mute చేశాను. All right. Yeah. So no. Start Telugu channel करेंगे यार. We will do. Give me some time, no? We are doing something productive here. Let us finish it off. Let us finish what we started. వస్తుంది 179 MB. Okay. Okay, fine. Shall we start? Good to start? Let's go. Yes, this is enough for static GK, not complete GS. This is only a static GK series. I'm switching to PIP mode. Okay. Alright. So I'll talk for a while on plain sheet. I'll talk for a couple of minutes. Then we will get started. Okay, then I'll take up the questions. I'll use the slides today. As you have demanded, we have slides that are necessary for the day. But I will talk to you guys for a while on plain document where I want to talk to you about the whole story of what are classical dances, this, that, the basic introduction to classical dance, etc. Once that part is completed, then we will switch to slides and then we will take up the questions and we will do our regular class. We are starting with classical dances today. Okay, the first topic that we are going to study today is classical dances. And classical dances, one, it's an important topic. Second thing, it's a high return on investment topic. Okay, classical dances is a very high, very good return on investment topic. The reason is there are only 8 classical dances that are there, and there is one more extra dance which is recognized by Sangeet Natak, by the Ministry of Culture. Combination, you have good number of questions that you can handle, right? So the first thing, is my notes properly visible to you? Am I on PIP or not? Yes, I am on PIP. All right. So what are the classical dances that you know? Let us start with the fundamentals first. What are the classical dances that you know, that you have heard of? Yeah, so there are 8 classical dances, and then Satriya and Chow. Satriya is actually recognized by Ministry of Culture also. See, now with respect to classical dances, there is an interesting pattern that I want you guys to notice. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, please. Let me take a proper pen so that I can write in a clean manner. All right. Okay, so with respect to classical dances, there is a proper pattern that you can see. Majority of these classical dances, etc., usually they started in a royal or temple courts. They started in temples or they started in royal courts, and over a period of time they got lot of recognition, they got a prominence, and they continued to be temple dances. Okay, majority of the classical dances, etc., you see them during the periods of early medieval period. During early medieval period is when Indian culture, Hinduism, saw a phase of movement which is known as Bhakti movement. So the impact of Bhakti movement is the relationship between God and human, or the relationship between God and human has been redefined. The redefinition happened in such a manner that now Bhakti in a way is about showing love and affection, showing happiness towards God. So when Bhakti movement came in, when the definition between human and God has changed, the expression of forms of love has changed, and dance became one form of expression. So after Bhakti movement, we see that dances started with respect to temple traditions, and over a period of time, this came to be known as Devadasi system. In the original version, you see this as Devadasi system. Now, when I talk today, when I pick up the word Devadasi today, the word Devadasi has got a lot of negative meaning and negative connotation that is associated with it. But originally, Devadasi system did not have that kind of negative connotation. Devadasi system originally was very, very pure and very respected activity. It is a pure activity, and Devadasi system is where women was considered married to the temple or to the Lord, and married women, especially in the early medieval period, we notice that in Gupta period etc., in post-Gupta period etc., we notice that marriage was associated with the chastity of women, or marriage was associated with the strength of the women. So those women who were not married, I mean who got widowed etc., they were not respected within the society. Unlike that kind of a scenario, women who were a part of Devadasi system, who were married to the god, they were considered as married to the immortal personality, and after that they received a lot of respect in the society, and Devadasi system continued that way. Over a period of time, once Britishers came into India, we see that during British period, we see a systematic degradation of Indian society. We see a systematic degradation of Indian society. We see deliberate attempts of colonial historiographers and colonialists to go ahead and to destroy various Indian cultural activities. And one such activity that happened that during that period of time was anti-Devadasi movement or anti-Notch movement. So it was anti-Notch movement or anti-Devadasi movement that came up, and it was during that period of time majority of these classical dances died overnight. Okay, so Devadasi was completely banned. Of course, one thing that has to be admitted is over a period of time, what started as a pure temple oriented devotional activity of Devadasi, over a period of time at certain places turned oppressive. So during British anti-Notch movement or anti-Devadasi movement etc., multiple acts were passed, and majority of these classical dances went into decline. And after that, during the periods of 20th century, we notice that there is a revival of these dance forms. So when we are studying these dances, we have to study in this particular pattern. There is a pattern that is associated with all the classical dances. If you can study in that pattern, you will never forget the topic of classical dances. Okay, so the pattern is, we need to understand the origin, to who it is associated, which god, or what is the purpose of it. Yes, the same 3000 stitches the story, yes, that is also true. So you have to study with respect to the origin, who started it, what is the purpose of that particular dance form, and what is the original version. This is the first thing that we see. Then for majority of these dance forms, there is a reviver. There is a person or a king or a gharana that is associated who has revived it. So after revival, then there is a new version where we will study what is happening etc etc, and there are certain personalities associated with the classical dances. So we have to study classical dances in this style. If you can study classical dances in this style, then it becomes very, very easy. And majority of these classical dances came up from a old book. The old book that is Natya Shastra. They came up from this book. The book name is Natya Shastra. Majority of these classical dances came up from the book or from the original Sanskrit text, that is Natya Shastra. Now when I'm talking about classical dances, there are three distinct words that every one of us should be very, very clear about. The first word is nritta. Okay, the first word is nritta. The second word is nritya. Third word is natya. There is a clear distinction between nritta, nritya and natya. Okay, all these three come from the same Natya Shastra, which is by Bharatamuni. The first thing, nritta. What comes to your mind for the first when I use the word dance? What comes to your mind for the first thing is, it's obviously the movement of body, right? So basic rhythm and body movement basic rhythm and body movement falls under nritta. The fundamental body movement falls under nritta. Then you have nritya. Nritya is where your facial expressions come in. Then hand movements come in. All these kind of movements and facial expressions, etc., they come in, which you call it as nritya. Then the final part where full storytelling, drama is involved, expressions are involved, right? You have storytelling, drama, at times there are dialogues also. This is the entire thing together, you call it as natya. Okay, so majority of these dance forms, it's a mix. In certain dance forms you have more of nritya, certain dance forms you have more natya, certain dance forms you have more nritta. So it's a mix of various kind of things. So this is the basic introduction to dance forms. Okay, fundamental introduction. And there are 8 classical dance forms. 8 classical dance forms are recognized by Sangeet Natak Academy, and there is one more classical dance form which is recognized by Ministry of Culture. So all in all, if the question is how many classical dance forms are there, it is 9. And how many classical dance forms are recognized by Sangeet Natak Academy, it is 8. So this is a fundamental thing. Then there are 2 more fundamental words that are associated. One word is lasya, the other word is tandavam. Okay, so something like Shiva Tandavam, where yes, the other thing is Shiva Tandavam or Tandav. Tandav is where you put lot of rigor, energy, faster movement, right? Faster movement, stamina, endurance. That is called as Tandavam. Whereas Lasya is completely gentle flow, where you are expressing your feelings, love, emotion, romance, sadness. These kind of things fall under lasya. Yes, it's not a feminine version. I don't agree with the genderization of anything. Especially I personally don't agree with the genderization of anything. But yes, you can say it is relatively feminine form for the sake of examinations. Okay, so for the sake of examinations, we can agree so, but we can't really genderize it. It is not acceptable because it is there. I mean, see, Perini Shiva Tandavam is a Tandava dance, and women do it, right? So even in Bharatanatyam also, when you start closing the end part of Bharatanatyam, which is Tillana. Tillana is a fast and energetic finish. So we really cannot genderize anything. Okay, so this is about introduction. Now let us take a look at the questions. Okay, I'm sure by now the questions are here. Let me see. Okay, so slides are posted on Telegram, but don't download them yet because they are all unannotated ones. Annotations are not completed. I will annotate now. Once I teach it, then we can go there. Okay, looks like there is an interesting discussion that is going on in the chat section about clearing tier 1, tier 2. Yeah, Parvati ji is associated with last year, no doubt. Let me open it up. Sorry. Perfect. We are good to start. Great. So the slide is there. Clear? Is the slide visible? Let me check it out. Right. Perfect. So as you have demanded, the slides are back in action. And the white background slides are also back there in action. Okay. So classical dances that we are talking about, there are 8 classical dances of India, and each dance belongs to one state. First thing, states you have to know: Bharatanatyam, Tamil Nadu; Kathak, Uttar Pradesh; Kerala, Mohiniyattam and Kathakali; Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh; Odissi, Odisha; Manipur, Manipuri; Satriya from Assam. Along with this, you also need to know Chow dance, first thing. Then you also need to know Perini Shiva Tandavam. This being from my state, I will specifically ensure that I talk about it. Okay, the other dance is Perini Shiva Tandavam. Then you need to know Vilasa Natyam. So these are the 3 other dances. Nevertheless, we will talk about it. Now please read the question. Let us read the question. Then I will talk to you about Bharatanatyam. We will take up each of them and we will discuss each dance in detail. First dance that we are talking about is Bharatanatyam. Bharatanatyam originated in the temples of Tamil Nadu, where it was performed by Devadasis. It was revived, restructured by Rukmini Devi Arundel. Then there is Padam, which is an item. So basically, we need to know about the story of Bharatanatyam, where it originated, how it originated, and all those things. Let us get started. See, Bharatanatyam, first thing that you need to know, Bharatanatyam is the oldest classical dance form. In one of the PYQs, they asked which of the following is the oldest one and what is the evolution, which one started first, etc. So first thing, very clear, Bharatanatyam is usually considered as, or there is a common agreement that Bharatanatyam is the oldest classical dance form that is there. And originally, this was called as Sadr. In its original form, it was called as Sadr, and for a long period of time, this was associated with the Devadasi system. Okay, now one of you said use the word Sham Singer Roy. It's more of a narrative type of a movie, but yes, that kind of situations also happened. Okay, so Bharatanatyam was more or less associated with Devdasi system that was there, and just like various other dance forms, even Bharatanatyam also got killed. Okay, it also got killed by the British anti-Notch movement. There was anti-Notch movement by the British or anti-Devdasi movement. It got killed completely, and after that, this dance form was revived again. So around during the periods of 1930s, in the periods of 1936, there is a woman, a great lady named Rukmini Devi Arundel. Rukmini Devi Arundel. She is a personality who founded an organization, okay, who founded an organization called Kalakshetra. See, in 1936, she started an organization, but of course, she would have started much earlier. There is no doubt about it. But Rukmini Devi Arundel, she revived the entire dance form. And if it is not for Rukmini Devi Arundel, then Bharatanatyam would not have started at all. Okay, Bharatanatyam would not have started at all. It would not have come up at all. This is about the fundamental part. I told you, for every dance, you need to know what is it about originally. Then you need to know the reviver. Now we will know about the dance form. See, usually, how many of you are kind of associated with exercising activity, or when you go to a gym or do some exercise, what is the first thing that you do? You actually start some kind of warm-up activity where you warm your neck, joints, body, etc. You just warm up. Then you do certain fundamental stretches, right? Where you do some movement, you do some basic movement kind of a thing. Then you actually start doing your actual workouts where you focus on your form. You do workouts where you focus on your form, and when you are focusing on your form, you also focus on improving people. Mad fellows like me work on their skills also, because that is a place where, yeah, any kind. You start with warm up, then you do movement, okay, and then after that you focus on your form. Let's say strength training, you start focusing on your form, and after your strength training is done, then you will start focusing on your, let's say, skill, putting up your skill activity, and at the end you will do some sprint or some fast kind of a movement, sprint, and then you end your day with the sprint. That's how usually you can plan. The same kind of a flow is used even in Bharatanatyam also. Okay, the reason why I brought it up is I just wanted to give an analogy. Okay, so first thing is pure warm up. Pure warm up happens in Bharatanatyam, where you start doing your basic movements in the body with the rhythm. There is no storytelling, nothing. It's just that dancer comes up, they greet the audience, then they namaskar their guru, they namaskar the Bharat Muni, Natya Shastra, that thing. Then they start doing. So this fundamental body movement, you call it as Alarippu. The basic movement, you call it as Alarippu. That's the first thing. Then along with the movement, now you start setting the body to a tune. So movement, you start setting it to a tune, right? So this movement you start setting up to a tune, you call this as Jatiswaram. You call this as Jatiswaram, where you are where you are moving, you are setting your movement to the tune. Then after this, then once movement started, then what comes in the dance next? Obviously your facial expressions, hand gestures, etc. Okay, I'm not a great dancer, in fact I'm a worst dancer. So the next thing after movement is facial expressions, gestures, hand signs, etc. This gestures, hand signs or mudras. Okay, in gym we call it as form, here we call it as mudra, gestures, etc. You call it as mudra. So mudra, once mudra, etc. start coming in, okay, this is called as shabdam. Once mudras come in, you call it as a shabdam. After this, then you start doing dance, storytelling, where you are showing your strength and when you are doing your stamina. Okay, so it's you can call it skill, you can call it superset, whatever it is. So the next thing where you are doing dance, you have expressions, you have combining everything along with the storytelling. This is the next thing. So Alarippu, Chatiswaram, Shabdam. Then the next thing you call it as Varnam. Varnam is where you are combining everything. Very good. Yeah. So this is called Varnam. Then after that, finally, see, usually you have done an exercise. Then what will you do? You'll slightly cool it down. So in dance, what happens is they start slow. They start doing gestures. They combine dance, and then once that is there, to build the kind of emotion. Now that you are there, to build the kind of emotion that is needed, there is a slow emotional piece that is involved, which is called as a padam. The slow emotional piece is called padam, and once that is done, the emotion has been built. You want to bring in a good high, right? You want to end the performance at a high note so that everybody feels happy, energized with the dance form. So the final high note that is there, the final high note, you call it as Tillana. Tillana is the high note where you end Bharatanatyam. You end Bharatanatyam at the final highest note, right? So these are the actual stages of performance. This is very, very important. They might ask you the order, they might ask you what is what, they might ask you both the things. Both are possible. Okay, so this is damn important. Do not ignore these things. Alarippu, Jatiswaram, Shabdam, then Varnam, Padam, Tillana. This is about the forms, or this is a part of Bharatanatyam. Now within Bharatanatyam, there is a specific posture that we need to know. Okay, so the within Bharatanatyam, the specific posture is, consider that this is a person. Okay, let me, okay, so there is a posture where you sit in a half seated position. In a half seat, you sit in a half seated position, right? It's a half sitting stance where you have bent your knees. The legs are usually kept much closer. The legs are kept much closer. They are bent in position. So this position where the dancer sits, this stance is called as Aramandi. The stance in which the dancer sits, you call this stance is called as Aramandi. So as far as Bharatanatyam is concerned, it's from a temple dance form, originally called as Sadar. Then it was revived, renamed by Rukmini Devi Arundel. Yes, Aramandi is half Mandi. Yes. You have Rukmini Devi Arundel. Rukmini Devi Arundel founded Kalakshetra school. Then the order is Alarippu, Jatiswaram, Shabdam, Varnam, Padam, Tillana, Aramandi. And there are certain people, important people associated with it. The important people names that you need to know. First is T. Bala Saraswati. T. Bala Saraswati. Then the second name is Yamini Krishnamurti. Yamini Krishnamurti. Right. Then there is one more thing is Padma Subramanyam. Subramanyam. Right. So these are the names. Okay. Right. Now you please try this question. Vikas Verma. Let me put a full stop to the language metric. Vikas भाई हिंदी में तो अभी इस चैनल पे नहीं होगा, ठीक है? आपको इंग्लिश समझ आएगा. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु कैन हैंडल एंड अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश. और वैसे मेरा इंग्लिश तो कोई शशि थरूर वाला इंग्लिश तो है नहीं, ठीक है. शशि थरूर साहब का इंग्लिश तो है नहीं. माई इंग्लिश इज नॉट शशि थरूर इंग्लिश वेर यू हैव टू सिट विथ गूगल. Okay, so this is a fundamental English. To be very honest, my English is easier than your reading comprehension English that is there in CGL papers. तो थोड़ा झेल लो यार, मैनेज करो. The same thing applies for Telugu also. The demand of Telugu also सबके लिए. The English that I'm using is very simple. It is as simple as your, it is easier and simpler than your SSC CGL reading comprehensions of 2025. Javli is also a South Indian dance form which is more of romantic, or it is heavily rooted in the Shringara ras. Okay, it's similar to Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, etc. It is more associated with Shringara ras. It's done in southern part of the country, and there are certain people also that are associated. One famous name that you can associate with Javli is Swati Tirunal. Okay, alright. So language का तो हो गया. Please read the next question. Let us take a look at the next question. Yeah, and even I can't handle Telugu here. मतलब I can speak Telugu, I can speak Hindi, but I don't know all these terminologies in Hindi or Telugu, right? बात तो कर सकता हूँ, जितना घंटों बैठ के बात कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन I cannot explain in Hindi, no? Now please read the next question. End of language debate for today. Now the next is Kathak. The next dance that we are talking about is Kathak. Let us read the question, then I'll talk to you about Kathak. Kathak developed in northern part of the country, and this is about storytelling. First thing. Then second question answer. What is the thematic item of, what is the thematic focus of Padam? What is Padam? Padam is emotional love, right? So Padam is emotional love and divine affection. So it's about emotional love, and it is slower version. Okay. Right. Let us come back to Kathak. Kathak developed in northern form of the country. Kathak is about storytelling. There are gharanas, and Kathak also flourished in temples, etc. Let us talk about Kathak. Kathak is the primary classical dance of North India. The way Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, all these things belong to southern part of the country, or they originated in the southern part of the country, Kathak originated in northern part of the country. It originated in North India. Okay, in the region, primarily in the modern day regions of Uttar Pradesh, etc. This is where Kathak started. And Kathak is a classical example of impact of Bhakti movement. Kathak is a classical impact of Bhakti movement, where Kathak is more or less about the stories of Radha Krishna. Kathak is more about the stories of Radha Krishna, and understand the beauty and diversity of India back then. Kathak picked up into, and Kathak actually, which started in temples, moved into royal courts. It moved into royal court during the period of Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Okay, there was a Nawab. Name is Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Okay, Nawab Wajid Ali Shah was from Lucknow. How many of you are from Lucknow? Lucknow is very good for street food, right? Lucknow is very good for street food, right? So after this moved into royal courts, after Mughal influence and after Lucknow Nawab's influence on Kathak, this is where Indian tradition got merged with Persian culture. So we see a proper fusion of Indian culture along with Persian culture, and then yes. So it was after the combination of Persian culture and Indian culture, Kathak now combines devotion as well as royal elegance. So this is the special beauty of Kathak. Kathak is that dance form which moved into royal courts. Yes, it moved into royal courts, and that is where this is a kind of speciality of Kathak, where one side you have, yes, it is a gastronomic city, Lucknow, yes. So on one side you have devotion, and on the other side there is royal elegance that is there. Okay, and Kathak has got certain terminologies. First, I will tell the terminologies. Then I will show you small short reels or short videos on this. Okay, there are two major terminologies. First terminology is a tatkar or tatkar. First is tatkar. Second is chakkar. Okay. First, let me show you a video on this. I will show you small shots on this. Let me show you small shots. I will switch my screen first. Okay, my screen is visible, I guess. So this is tatkar. See. Okay, this is tatkar. Now this is chakkar.
1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 1 2.
Okay, so this is tatkar and chakkar. So what is the difference between tatkar and chakkar? The difference is pretty simple. The difference is tatkar is a kind of movement where it is about footwork. Tatkar is about footwork and chakkar is about spins. Tatkar and chakkar. Tatkar is about footworks, chakkar is about spins. So in chakkar the target is you should not lose your balance, you should not use your rhythm. So this is more of a skill. This is skill and this is stamina. This is more of a skill, more of a stamina kind of a thing. And along with that there is one more word that is associated. The word is abhinaya. The word, by the way, abhinaya is associated with all the dance forms. Abhinaya is about expression. Okay, so now this is about Kathak, and the interesting activity of Kathak is Kathak school in itself has got gharanas. And one more interesting thing is the decoration or the costumes etc. that you use for Kathak, they are more simple in nature. It's not heavy, it is simple in nature, and there are various gharanas or gharana schools. Okay, so each gharana has got its own style. For example, if you take Jaipur gharana, if you take the example of Jaipur gharana, Jaipur gharana focuses more on footwork. Jaipur gharana focuses more on footwork. Similarly, there is a Lucknow gharana, the original form or Lucknowi gharana that is there. Right, for Lucknow gharana, the founder that you have to know or the persons that are associated, one is Ishwari Prasad. This name you need to know. And the other name, the other thing that you need to know is Pandit Birju Maharaj. Pandit Birju Maharaj and Ishwari Prasad, these two names that you need to know. Then there is one more gharana which is Banaras gharana. This is Banaras gharana. Banaras gharana is also has got its own separate footwork, separate style, footwork, etc. Then the other gharana that is there which is Raigad gharana. Right, so there are multiple gharanas, Banaras, then there is Lucknow, Jaipur. So this is about Kathak. So all in all, when it comes to Kathak, you need to remember that it is from northern part of the country, especially in the Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh region and then Rajasthan region. And the word Kathak comes from the word Katha. Katha is more about storytelling. Katha is more about storytelling. There is Pandit Biju Maharaj, then Sitara Devi, right? All these people are associated with Kathak. This is all about Kathak. Now let us take a look at the questions. Okay, let's see the question. Gharana is school. Yeah, Vishwarupam movie. Yes, yes, yes. That's again a classical movie. Please try this question. Vishwarupam, that, I mean, how many of you saw this movie, Vishwarupam? You're talking about the same Kamal Hassan movie, right? The introduction song, it just gives goosebumps. Where he discards his feminine version and he shows his real version, etc. That dance, that part is beautiful. Kathak is a classical dance form that developed from which region of the country? North India. Try this question, please. Next question. Kathak is divided into three distinct forms or gharanas. Which gharana focuses more on footwork? Footwork, please prefer Jaipur. Okay, so this is Kathak. The story of Kathak is done. The next is Kathakali. The next dance form is Kathakali. Kathakali. Read the question. Take 30-40 seconds and please read the entire question properly. See, in these Kavach questions, all the statements have been kept correct so that you can study. You can revise. Okay, now let us read this question. Kathakali is a classical dance drama from Kerala. The stories are from epics such as Ramayana, Mahabharata. Performers wear elaborate masks and makeups. This is to be careful. Then there is Chenda and then Kathakali, etc. So let us start talking about Kathakali. Okay, let us start talking about Kathakali in detail. First things first, where is this dance from? Kathakali is from Kerala. This is from the state of Kerala, and originally the original form which used to be there in Kerala, which was associated with the temple traditions, that used to be called as Kuttiyattam. Okay, this is called, that used to be called as Kuttiyattam. Kuttiyattam, over a period of time, it came out of the temples and it became Kathakali. Now Kathakali, the word Kathakali. Katha refers to story. Okay, Katha refers to story and Kali refers to performance. So this is more like performing a story, right? So this is more like performing a story, and hence we call Kathakali as a dance drama. Kathakali is called as dance drama. Okay, so this is a fundamental thing. And in Kathakali, one elaborate thing is Kathakali does not involve any kind of a mask. Kathakali involves beautiful makeup. Kathakali involves beautiful makeup, and this makeup we call it as Vesham. Veshbhush, Vesham, all this is same, which is called as makeup. And certain specific colors are utilized. For example, in Kathakali, there is a color called green color. Green color usually symbolizes a noble person, a heroic person, a good person, a good character. Whereas if you use the colors red and black, this usually symbolizes a demons. This usually symbolizes a demons or villains, right? Is this the order? No, I'll tell you the order at the end, don't worry. So you have makeup colors, you have red, you have green, you have yellow, you have white, you have black. Each color symbolizes everything. And all these colors and expressions portray the 9 rasas or Nav rasas. Okay, so this is about basic thing about Kathakali. Now there is one very interesting thing that is there about Kathakali. Kathakali used to be an all-night performance. When it was there originally, Kathakali used to be an all-night performance. So this is a makeup. I'll show you a short video, don't worry about it. It used to be an all-night performance where there was a live singing. There was live singing and there were live instruments that were there. Okay, there were live instruments that were there, live singing was there, and the whole percussion group was there. One main thing is Chenda. Chenda is a drum. Chenda is a drum. So along with Chenda, there used to be Maddalam, Idak, Elathalam. Elathalam is Talam that is there. Then there is Changila. So with this percussion instruments, there is a live music and it was performed all night. And when this was being performed all night, it used to be done only by men traditionally. Today it is not correct. Traditionally, because it was an all-night performance, it was done completely by men. And during the periods of 1930s, a person named Vallathol Narayan Menon, V.N. Menon or Vallathol Narayan Menon, he is a person who came in and he stepped in and he created an academy named Kerala Kalamandalam. Kerala Kalamandalam. He found this academy. He created this academy specifically. Then he trained people for Kathak, and that is exactly how Kathak got revived. Then there are other people also. For example, you have Kalamandalam Gopi, who is associated with the Kathakali. Right? Then you have Shivaraman, who is associated with the Kathakali. So these are various people. Right? Now let us see a shot. Let me show you the beauty of Kathakali also. Okay. So yes, I am switching to my camera, my screen, my laptop screen. See, you see the makeup, dressing style, colors. You have makeup, you have dressing style, you have you have all these things. This is Kathakali, where see the elaborate makeup that people do, colors are there, expressions are there. Right, so that's the beauty of this makeup. That's about the expressions, and usually it takes 10 odd years to master this. Okay, so this is about Kathakali. Now let us go back to my classroom screen. Sorry, yeah, coming back to my classroom scene. All right, so this is about Kathakali. Now let us take a look at the questions. I hope you are able to realize the beauty of all these things. Yeah, the costumes are heavy. Storytelling, yes. No, not general storytelling. It's about devotional storytelling, Ramayana, Mahabharata, these kind of stories. Yes. Now please do this question. Yeah. Which of the following is not a features of Kathakali performance? Answer is D. Kathakali is about storytelling. Yes? No? See, D is the nearest possible answer. Nearest possible answer is D, but ideally the question is wrong. May I tell you why? Because there is live singing, but the dancer is silent. The dancer who is doing the dance is usually silent. So to be very honest, you can still contest this question, but we clearly know no more mass performances. This option is wrong. There are hand gestures wrong. Live singing, this is also not correct. So this has to be the correct answer. There is no choice. This is like a nearest possible answer. Nearest possible correct answer. So in exams, when you have such kind of questions, you go for nearest possible answer. The main dancer, they don't talk, but the performance is not silent. Okay, right. Now you see this question. Which of the following instruments is primarily used or involved in Kathak? Which of the following is not? Okay. Arey bhai, thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Every one of us, even I made a mistake. Which of the following is not? It's a negative question. I am really, really sorry. Yes. Which of the following is not? No mask performances. It's a negative question. Yes, yes, yes. Who's that? Srinivasan. Srinivasan, thank you so much. Which instrument in Kathakali is used to? Chenda. Yes. Chendamelam. Chendamelam is also interesting. I'll show you that also. Chendamelam in itself can also be asked in the exams. It's very happy to hear, okay? Chenda Melam is very happy to hear, interesting to hear, but I don't think so. इसमें आवाज नहीं आएगा. So I will connect my screen and I will show you. I'll show you from my computer screen itself. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm connecting my screen. It's actually very interesting to listen. Acha, my screen is already there. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. I just got confused. All right. Now let me show you properly. Right. Yeah. So this is called as Chenda Melam. Okay. This is called Chenda Melam. So this Chenda Melam is also a part of Kathakali. Okay. Nothing is playing on screen. Huh? Nothing played on screen. What happened? Hello? Was there a connection loss? Could you see properly or not? Acha, okay. Right. All right. Acha, okay. There might be some latency that happened. Okay. Done, perfect. Are we good to go to next question? You guys and I, we are all on same sync. All right. Good, cool. Okay, so this is about Kathakali. Now please read this question. This question is about Kuchipudi. The next dance form that we are talking about is Kuchipudi. Chenda is the one. Now please read this question. Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi is a classical dance of Andhra Pradesh from Kuchipudi village. It uniquely combines dance, mime, acting, and the performers traditionally deliver Sanskrit verses while dancing. And there are certain special features such as brass plate dance, etc. Right? So now we will take a look at Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi, first things first, Kuchipudi is from Andhra Pradesh. Kuchipudi is a dance from Andhra Pradesh, from a small village of Andhra Pradesh. The village name is Kuchipudi in Krishna district. Okay. Now, very interestingly, this actually started in itself as a dance drama. This started as a dance drama which had decent amount of storytelling also. Kuchipudi has a decent amount of storytelling, that is, this is a perfect combination of Nritta and Nritya. This dance is a perfect combination of Nritta and Nritya, where performers originally who were performing, along with the dance, they would sing, they would recite verses, and these verses were either in Sanskrit or Telugu. Either from Sanskrit or from Telugu, the dancers would sing, they would tell their verses, etc. And very unique and interesting aspect of Kuchipudi, the dance is called as, or the aspect is called as Tarangam. Okay, I will show this. The most interesting thing is Tarangam. Tarangam is where the dancer stands on a brass plate, the edges of a brass plate, and then they will continue to perform it. This is called Tarangam. And on Tarangam, there are multiple ways in which they will stand on the plate, they will balance. And then there is a water pot that is associated. They balance a water pot and then they do dance. So this is interesting thing that they can ask you in the exams. And the personality who is associated with the Kuchipudi, the personality is a Vempati Chinasatyam. The personality that is associated is Vempati Chinasatyam. He revived the entire dance form and then he reorganized it. Along with this, there are three other dancers also. Yamini Krishnamurti, then Radha and Raja Reddy. Raja Reddy. So these are the people that are associated with this dance form. Now let me show you Tarangam. Tarangam is also interesting to see. Let's see Tarangam. Tarangam, I did not preload it. Okay. Tarangam, I did not preload it. Yeah. This is water pot. This is water pot balancing dance. Then there is brass plate dance also, where I guess yeah. That's the brass plate dance that is there. Okay, so yeah, let's switch back to our class. Right. So this is about Kuchipudi. Now you try this question, please. Please try this question. Yeah, Yamini Krishnamurti is associated with both. Yes. Which classical dance form originated from Andhra Pradesh? Kuchipudi. Let us revise these two also. Kathakali, and from which state? Kathakali is from which state? Right. Good. Cool. Next question. What is unique about Kuchipudi performances? What is unique about Kuchipudi performance? Thank you, Vasanti ji. Thank you so much. Kerala. KL. Okay, KL is Kerala, not KE. It combines dance, mime and acting. About Kuchipudi, performed as solos only, not necessarily. Combines dance, mime and acting, yes, absolutely. There is no vocal music, wrong. This is also wrong. This is correct. Right? Now please read this question. Please read this question. Manipuri, the question is on Manipuri. Manipuri, the predominant theme is devotion, love, and most notably through Ras Leela, one word that is there. Then the dance form significantly developed during the reign of King Bhagyachandra. It was revived by Rabindranath Tagore, and there are sharp, jerky movements and frequent high jumps. See, assuming that even if you don't know about this properly, this statement is completely wrong. Okay, Manipuri is not a dance where there are high jumps and jerky movements. Now let us talk about Manipur in detail. Manipuri in detail. Manipuri is a dance form which is from Manipur. Okay, from Manipur, that is northeastern part of the country, and this is quite different from the dance forms that we saw till now. For example, if you take Kathak, what is the unique feature that we saw? One unique feature that I have shown you in Kathak, what is it? What is a unique feature that I have shown you in Kathak? भूल गए? Chakkar or the spins, fast movements of spins. Then Bharatanatyam has, yes, Bharatanatyam has crisp geometric poses, Aramandi, etc. Geometric poses. So dance forms that we studied till now, there is a lot of energy involved. But Manipuri is a dance form. This is extremely soft. This is very soft. This is a flowing dance form. You never even feel like the dance has happened. There are no angles. There are no angles. There are no jerky movements. There are no high jumps. This is very gentle. This is continuous. It's more like a flow of water. And the central subject of Manipuri, the core theme of Manipuri dance, this is the love of Radha Krishna. The love of Radha Krishna is symbolized as a part of Manipuri. That is a symbolism. And primarily it talks about, it recreates, it talks about Ras Leela. Ras Leela is primarily the love between or the dance between Krishna along with Radha and along with the gopis. This is the Ras Leela of Krishna is a central theme of Manipuri dance. And this originally developed during the king name is King Bhagya Chandra. The king Bhagya Chandra. This developed during the king's name. The king's name is Bhagya Chandra. No, it's not like an introvert type of a dance. It's about the, you can say this is Indian version of salsa. Yeah, you can call this as Indian version of salsa where it is slow, there are no heavy movements, etc. And this originally started during the period of King Bhagya Chandra. For a long time it was there only in Manipur, and it was at that point of time Rabindranath Tagore saw this. Rabindranath Tagore saw this and he felt that there is lot of important, there is interesting activity that is there. This is so beautiful. He wanted to bring it to international attention. So he brought it to his university, that is Vishwabharati University. So once Rabindranath Tagore brought this to Vishwabharati University, that is exactly when this dance form got importance and this got a lot of significance. Right? And in this dance form, women wear a interesting dress. The dress of women, you call this as a kumil. Kumil is like a skirt. Okay, this is like an elaborate skirt that is there. Men don't wear that kind of a costume. Men wear a different, simpler costume. This is men costume. And the kumil or pot kind of a thing, potloy or pot kind of a thing, the skirt, you call this as kumil. Okay, yeah, it's because of the story. So this is called as kumil. Then there are instruments that are there. Instruments such as, for example, there is a pung. Pung is a drum. Then kartals, Peena, something like veena or violin. Then there is a flute. So these are various instruments that are associated. Okay. So of all these things, this kumil or potloy, this is a standout performance that is there. Right. Now let us see a couple of things about this dance form. Let's see a couple of things. Let's see what is there in it in Manipuri dance form. See, slow. There is a skirt that is there. This is pretty slow and it's more of a love. See this. Yeah. So in this, the dance is slow, movements are slow. All in all, it's a slow, emotional built kind of a thing rather than fast and heavy thing. Now you try this question. Please do this question. Yes, Jhaveri sisters. Okay. Interesting. Ashish, thank you. When Manipuri Meiteis wear in their marriage, they wear this potloy. Girls wear this, and coquette is worn for males. Interesting thing. Alright. So predominant theme of Manipuri dance is devotion and love. Very good. Please see this question. Who revived it? Who revived it? Rabindranath Tagore. Rukmini Devi Arundel, which dance? Rukmini Devi Arundel, which dance? Bharatanatyam. Very good. Kelucharan Mohapatra is associated with Odissi. Kelucharan Mohapatra is associated with Odissi. And Uday Shankar is a Padma Vibhushan awardee, right? He is a Padma awardee and he is known for fusion dance forms. Okay, he is known for fusion dance forms. He has actually brought in a fusion of multiple things of Indian elements and then he fused it with European things. So he is more of a fusion dancer. He is not associated with any of the classical dances. He is a fusion dancer. Right? He is the one who has actually created Radha Krishna ballet also. Okay. Cool. Now let's take a look at the next question. Please read this. This is about Mohiniyattam. Mohiniyattam. Odissi, yes. Next is Mohiniyattam. Mohiniyattam is a dance form of Kerala. Refers to Mohini avatar of Vishnu. Swati Tirunal, the Maharaja of Travancore, played a key role. And among these three, Mohiniyattam has the earliest references and Mohiniyattam is a solo dance performed by women. Okay, let us understand. Yattam is a word in Malayalam. It refers to, does it refers to dance? I'm understanding, or based on my understanding, it refers to dance. Okay, so Mohiniyattam is from Kerala. This is a dance from Kerala and this is a vigorous dance form. This is vigorous. Yes, yes. This is vigorous. Okay. Originally, this is a very vigorous dance. Sorry. Just Attam. Okay. Let us start from there. So in Malayalam, Attam refers to dance. Okay. Attam refers to dance. Mohini Attam is Mohini avatar plus Attam. Mohini is a feminine Vishnu avatar. Feminine Vishnu avatar plus dance. So Mohiniyattam was done by women. Mohiniyattam was done by women. Mohiniyattam is performed by women and it is a solo dance form and it is more gentle in nature. It is solo dance form. It is more gentle in nature. Okay. So and Mohini avatar is from Vishnu. So this dance is more of a gentle curve. So you can say this is more of a lasya form. This is more of a lasya form of a dance. And the dancers wear a plain distinct white sari, Keralites white sari with golden border. This sari is a beautiful one. So this sari that is worn, this is called as kasavu. Kasavu is a sari that is one traditional Keralite textile and this was revived by Maharaja of Travancore. Okay, Maharaja of Travancore, the name is Swati Tirunal. Swati Tirunal, Maharaja of Travancore, he revived it and over a period of time there is Kalyan Kutti Amman, then there is Kanak Rele. These are the people who are associated with Mohiniyattam. One is Kalyan Kutti Amman. Kalyana Kutti Amman. Then you also have Kanak Relay. Kanak Relay, these are the people who are associated with, sorry, Kanak Relay is not the personality, I'm really sorry. Kalyana Kutti Amman is a personality. Kanak Relay is a technique. This is technique. These are associated with Mohiniyattam, right? Attam, okay. Mohiniyattam, okay. Now let us show, let us see, let me show something. Okay. So we saw Manipuri, right? We have to see Mohiniyattam. It's solo. It's solo. Women. There is a gold bordered sari that is there. There are gentle movements, and Maharaja of Travancore is associated for reviving this thing. Now let's do questions. Please do this question. Let's quickly do because my tab might give up today. It is at the point of death. Yeah, leg movements are very gentle. Yes. Who played a significant role? Swati Tirunal. Perfect. Next question. The same question, huh? Okay. Okay, let's go to the next dance form because the tab has got only 10% of charging and I don't want to waste your time. Next one. Please read this question carefully. The next dance form is Odissi. Hereafter, there are very less things that you have to remember, that you have to learn. So we can have we can finish it a bit quick. Odissi is a classical dance form of Orissa linked to the Jagannath temple. There is Chauk and there is Tribhanga pose, and all movements are built upon these two postures. Odissi is originated in Tamil Nadu and later spread to Orissa. This is a question. The statement is definitely wrong. Now let us see what is Odissi, etc. etc. Odissi is a dance form that is from Orissa region. This is from Orissa, and there are two major poses or two fundamental steps. First step is called as Chauk or Chauka. Chauka or Chauk. Okay, this is more of a strong pose, masculine pose, where your feet are placed apart and you have bent knees and you are standing. This is a strong masculine pose that is there. The next pose is called as Tribhanga posture. Tribhanga posture usually is asked in multiple exams. This is a S-shaped curve. This is more like a feminine gesture. Tribhanga, three bent pose. First pose is at neck, second is at waist, third is at knee. So there are three bhangas where you are bringing S-shaped structure, and Odissi dance form is associated with the Jagannath temple of Puri. This is associated with the Jagannath temple of Puri. This also completely disappeared during the colonial era. This completely disappeared and then it was revived by Kelu Charan Mohapatra. It was revived by Kelu Charan Mohapatra along with one more personality, that is Pankaj Charan Das. Pankaj Charan Das. These are the two personalities who revived this particular dance form. So this is about Odissi. Try this question quickly. Please try this question. Odissi is a classical dance form of which state? Orissa. Persons are Kelu Charan Mohapatra, right? And Chauk pose, Tribhanga pose. These are the questions that are important in Odissi. Please see this. There is much weightage. There is much weightage. Classical dance and classical music, there is a lot of weightage. Right. So it is Chauk and Tribhanga. Okay. Now please see next question. The next question is Satriya dance. Let us quickly study Satriya dance, because the device has got only 9 or 10% of charging and we are yet to do till Chow dance. Vilasini Natyam, Chow dance, Perni Shivatandavam. So we have to do till here. Music we are not doing here today. So we have to do 4 more dance forms. We are at Satriya Nritya and I just have, my tab has just got 9% of charging. I want to complete it properly. So Satriya is a dance form. Satriya dance form comes from Assam. Okay. Satriya dance form comes from the region of Assam, and Satriya dance form has one interesting thing, very beautiful thing. That is, this dance form never died. There was no impact of colonialization. This dance form never died. The reason is, this dance form started during the period of 15th or 16th century. There is a Vaishnavite scholar. The scholar name is Shankaradeva. The scholar name is Shankaradeva. Shankaradeva came up with a Satriya dance form to spread his message to Krishna. So more or less, this was restricted to Vaishnavite monasteries. And very luckily, northeastern part of India did not have so much influence of Britishers and colonial rule. So this dance form was preserved and protected in Vaishnavite monasteries of Assam. So it was in the periods of 2000 when this dance form got Sangeet Natak Academy recognition, and then this came out into fame and all. So this is more about Krishna. This was in Vaishnavite monasteries created by Shankar Deva, and there are instruments that are associated. This is a khol. Khol is a drum that is associated. Then you have tal. Tal in English you call it a cymbal. Tal. Right, then you have a flute that is associated. This is about a Satriya dance form. Okay, let me show you interesting things or in a video about it. Satriya dance form. Yes. It's more of a simple form, simpler dance version where it is about showing beauty towards Krishna, right? And yeah. There are no specific colors, specific costumes, no fixed costumes, etc. Okay. Alright. So this dance form is more about devotion. It's more about less emphasis on rules, regulations, etc. Please try this question. Yes, Bhupen Hazarika Bharat Ratna. No, I can't put it on charge because I use a HDMI cable. So it's the only port that is there. I can't do two things from that port. The port works either as an input or output. For input or output, no two things. It doesn't take two things. Satriya dance form was introduced by Shankar Deva. All the rest are not associated with any of the dance forms. Kabir, Tulsidas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are not associated with any dance forms. Satriya dance form is with which state? It's Assam. Okay. Alright. Now the next dance form is Chow dance form. Okay. The next dance form that we are talking here is Chow dance. Chow dance is recognized as a classical dance by Ministry of Culture. This is recognized by the Ministry of Culture. Okay, and this is not a single dance. This is a blend of martial art. This is a blend of martial art. There is tribal movement. There is a folk activity that is associated, martial activity that is associated. So all these three things are associated together, and this talks about Ramayana and Mahabharata. This talks about Ramayana and Mahabharata, and Chow dance is beautiful to see. There are certain versions where there are masks, there are versions where there are no masks, And especially for chow dance, I want you to see the dance first, after which we can talk. Okay, I will talk to you about chow dance, but before that I want you to see the chow dance because it's beautiful to see. So please see it first. Okay, so there are tribal elements, there are folk elements, martial art elements, weapons are holded, there are weapon elements, etc. that are there. Okay, in this you see there is a mask that is associated. Now you see one more dance. Sorry. Now you see one more dance. Okay, so in this you see there is a mask that is associated. So this is the interesting part that you need to know, which even they can ask you in the exams. One version of this dance form there is no mask that is associated. Then there are other versions where masks are associated. Basically there are three forms of chow dance. Okay, one is Seraikelle chow. This is a dance form that is from Jharkhand region. This is from Jharkhand region. Then you have Purulia chow. This is from West Bengal region. This is from West Bengal. And Mayurbhanj chow. This is from Odisha. And the Orissa version, there is no mask. This is very energetic. Martial art dance form. Martial arts are usually energetic, and dance form associated with martial art and high beat music is it's like lit. Okay, so Mayurbhanj dance form, Odisha, there is no mask that is there, and the other two dance forms they use a mask. Okay, and this usually is done during a festival, during Chaitra Mas or Chaitra Parv. And one more interesting thing is there is UNESCO recognition for this. There is UNESCO recognition. UNESCO added it to the intangible cultural heritage list. Okay, so this is about chow dance. Now you see, you try this question. What is correct about chow dance? Please try this. Along with showing you, even I am taking maza of this. Yes, it is performed by both men and women. It's kind of yes, it is like kalari. Kalari, yes. Alright. So it merges tribal, folk and Hindu classical elements. That is about chow dance. Good. Next question, please. See this question. Chow is practiced in which regions of India? Orissa, Jharkhand, West Bengal. So simple. It's from CPO papers of 2025. Okay. Good. Now you please see this question. Read this question. This question is about Vilasini Natyam. Okay. The question is Vilasini Natyam. Vilasini Natyam is from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So Vilasini Natyam, this is from Andhra Pradesh region. This is not a classical dance. Remember, this is not a classical dance, but this is important. There are PYQs, there are questions asked about Vilasini Natyam. So we are studying. This is also a temple dance tradition. Okay, this is in a way, this is Andhra Pradesh version of Bharatanatyam, which is associated with the Devadasi. So this is also associated with a temple dance. This used to be a temple dance, and again, just like Bharatanatyam, even this dance got, this dance died, and again this was revived. The personality who revived it, is Swapna Sundari. Okay, the personality who revived it is Swapna Sundari. She actually fused Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi, and then she created this dance form that is Vilasini Natyam. Okay, so Vilasini Natyam is from Andhra Pradesh. It is about temple dance forms. It declined during the anti-Devdasi movement, and it was revived by the dancer Swapna Sundari, and this did not originate in Tamil Nadu. It started in Andhra Pradesh itself, right? The personality name is Swapna Sundari. These things are important. Now you try this question. Please try this question. Yeah, it looks like that. Okay. Now, next question. Please read the next question. The next question is Perni Shivatandavam. Perni Shivatandavam is a warrior dance originated from some court. It flourished in a dynasty. Let us understand Perni Shivatandavam. Perni Shivatandavam or Perini dance for that matter is from the state of Telangana. It is from Telangana and this is considered as dance of warriors. This is considered as a dance of warriors. This is not for temples. It was not for courts. It was not for any kind of entertainment. This is a war dance. This is a war dance originally or traditionally done by men. Today it is done by everybody. Originally it was done by men. This was done in order to invoke Lord Shiva's blessings, and this flourished during the period of Kakatiya dynasty. This was there during the period of Kakatiya dynasty. Kakatiya dynasty ruled in the region of Warangal region. There, this is a warrior dance. And one very, very interesting, unique aspect that is there about this dance is, in the 20th century, when this dance was revived by Nataraj Ramakrishna, a personality named Nataraj Ramakrishna revived it. He revived it using the original text that was actually carved on Ramappa temple of Varangal. In Varangal, there is a beautiful temple which is called as Ramappa temple. I'll show you. This is Ramappa temple. This is in Varangal. There is a 1,000-pillared hall, etc. that is associated with Ramappa temple. Today, Ramappa temple is under reconstruction. This is Kakatiya style, Hindu style temple. And there is a huge Nandi that is there, which was featured in, I guess it is in, there is a Telugu movie called Varsham. So the huge Nandi that is there in this movie, in that movie, that is there in this temple itself. So on this temple, on the 1,000 pillars, there are 1,000 pillars hall in this temple. So on those pillars, on the walls, the rules of this dance form were carved, and Nataraja Ramakrishnan revived this dance form from scratch, from those sculptures that are there on the walls of the temple, along with a text. Okay, the text name is Nritya Ratnavali. Nritya Ratnavali. So along with the Nritya Ratnavali plus stone carvings on Ramappa temple, this was revived and then this was brought back into life. Okay, now I will show you a small element of Nritya Ratna of Perni Natyam also, Perni Shivatandavam. See, there is fast beat that is associated. Okay, so it changed over a period of time, and then there are a lot of changes that came in. Okay, so this is about Perni Shivatandavam. Alright, so it was revived by Nataraj Ramakrishna, and this is about Perni Shivatandavam. Please try this question. Okay, please try this question. Consider the following statements about Perni Shivatandavam. It's a warrior dance. Yes. It originated from the court of Chola kings of Tamil Nadu. No. It originated from Kakatiya dynasty. It originated in Kakatiya kings. So only statement number 1 is correct. Cool? Alright. So this is all about classical dances and important semi-classical dances. See, classical dances, first thing is, it is clearly recognized by Sangeet Natak Academy or Ministry of Culture for that matter. There is a clear recognition. There are strict set of rules. You cannot deviate from those set of rules. You should stick to only those set of rules. Okay, so this is all about. Yes, you can definitely expect good questions from the topic of classical dances and classical music. Dance, music together, there are very good number of questions that are asked. Today we completed classical dances. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, let's continue. Okay, someone wants a chronological order. The chronological order is, first is Bharatanatyam, then Kathak, then Odissi, Kuchipudi, Kathakali, Manipuri, finally Mohiniyattam, and then Satriya. Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Odissi. Okay, you start from Tamil Nadu, Bharatanatyam, North Kathak, Odisha, then come back to Andhra Pradesh, Kuchipudi, then go to Kerala again, Kathakali, Manipur, Mohiniyattam, Satriya. So this is the order. Yes, the SSC PYQs of 2025 are very important. We will do GK marathon through PYQs, no doubt about it. We will do GK questions, the core GK also through marathons. Static GK we will complete at any cost by 15th of August. Then I'll give you a break. After this you can do. Yeah, Mala Kaludam Antarku, bye. What about folk dance? For folk dance, yesterday we have covered some folk dances and we will give you, I've actually given you the PYQs also yesterday. So please learn folk dances from PYQs. Chow we studied, na? Folk dances, yesterday we covered some of the folk dances. The rest please learn from PYQ notes. Stick to PYQ notes or PYQ sheet that is posted. Itna bas hai. For folk dances, don't run behind everything. Tomorrow, shall we do tomorrow? See, we have classical music, books and authors primarily, then reports and indices. These are the things that we are supposed to cover. Appointments we will not cover under static GK because appointments comes under current affairs, and for appointments the notes is enough. For appointments and awards, the notes is enough. You don't need to, a class is not really needed because what appointments will I say? This was appointed on this post, so there is no point of teaching for appointments. Tomorrow we will take a break. Next week we will do classical music, books and authors, reports and indices. For awards, appointments, we will take it up in current affairs where you can have a notes that is there. Okay, so tomorrow please revise everything. See, Yakshagana is a theatre art from Karnataka. Yakshagana is a theatre art. It combines dance, music and also speaking and stories. Yeah, take a break tomorrow. Tomorrow is a chutti. We will talk about this day after tomorrow. In music, we will take a look at what are the questions. Classical music, raga, tala, this, that, everything we will do day after tomorrow on Monday. Kal chutti. The concise current affair updates and daily quizzes are really helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, for the past few days, there is nothing interesting happening in the newspaper. We will update it. Short notes will be posted in 10 minutes. The notes is already there. कल revise कर लीजिए. Yes, notes will be posted in 10 minutes. Notes is already ready. Viewers are facing the same issue as well. I report this last week. What is the issue, Veera Lakshmi ma'am? Yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you on Monday. कल छुट्टी ले लो, थोड़ा refresh हो जाओ. Then revise something. In live mock. Instruments will do along with music. Okay. Thank you. Chalo, bye bye. See you on Monday. Monday morning, sharp 9 o'clock. Okay. Instruments करेंगे भाई, चिंता मत करो. Let us start music. No, we did only dance today. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time as well. Thanks for coming live. मेरे लाइव मॉक में हमेशा कम आते हैं, चलता है अमन भंडारी, लाइव मॉक में कभी कभार थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे स्कोर हो जाता है, तो ठीक है कोई बात नहीं।